Welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm David Pavey. I was born in the city of Bristol in the west of England, and I spent most of my youth there. The iconic symbol of the city is a bridge, the Clifton Suspension Bridge, which hangs perilously 245 feet above the River Avon. It weighs 1,500 tons and spans 702 feet. Designed to cater for horse-drawn traffic, today the bridge serves as a crossing for more than 4 million vehicles every year, a masterpiece of engineering with pleasing proportions in a dramatic setting. The spectacular location on the limestone cliffs of the Avon Gorge draws thousands of visitors a year just to stroll across for views of the ancient gorge, the elegant suburb of Clifton, and the city beyond. In my childhood and teenage years, I lived just 2 miles from the bridge and spent many hours nearby with my friends on our bicycles, sometimes crossing it to explore Lee Woods and the countryside of Somerset on the other side. The idea of building a bridge across the Avon Gorge originated in 1753, but it wasn't until 1829 that a competition was launched to find someone to design the bridge. Eventually, the brilliant 23-year-old Isambard Kingdom Brunel was appointed as project engineer and produced the design. Work on the bridge began in earnest but was interrupted in 1831 for a number of years due to a civil unrest known as the Bristol Riots. Bridge building resumed in 1836, but the project was then slowed by financial difficulties and was abandoned in 1843, with only the red sandstone foundations and the towers built. Brunel, the original designer, never saw his creation finished. He died in an accident in 1859, aged only 53. But thanks to the skilled work of 2 other engineers, Sir John Hawkshaw and William Henry Barlow, work resumed on the bridge in 1862 and it was completed in 1864. Now there's a sense in which all Christians can become bridge builders, building bridges of relationship to others. We build bridges when we adapt to people who are different from us without adopting their worldview. The Apostle Paul set the example as a relational bridge builder, explaining his modus operandi to the church in Corinth. "When I was with the Jews, I lived like a Jew to bring the Jews to Christ," he explained. He kept the Mosaic law even though he didn't feel bound by it. Likewise, when he was with the Gentiles who did not follow the Jewish law, he too lived apart from that law, so he could relate to them and point them to Christ. "When I am with those who are weak, I share their weakness," he wrote, "for I want to bring the weak to Christ." Yes, he continued, "I try to find common ground with everyone, doing everything I can to save some, to spread the good news and to share in its blessings." Paul showed us how to build a bridge, how to find common ground, when he visited Athens. To the Athenians, Paul himself, a Jew, became in effect a Greek, that he might win Greeks. Speaking in a popular location, he quoted one of their own Greek poets and referred to the Greeks' unknown God before introducing Jesus and the resurrection. Building bridges, relational bridges, calls for Christians to be friendly people. There's no communication without community. A friendly word, even just a smile, can make a world of difference. Take the initiative. Assume people want a relationship, because many do. Accept people as they are, even if their lifestyle is very different from yours. People like to talk about themselves and feel valued when others want to get to know them, so don't be afraid to ask questions. Hopefully, as we build relational bridges, we, like the Apostle, shall have the joy of introducing some to Jesus, the Messiah, as Savior and Lord. In this regard, I was struck recently by a little poem written by Corrie ten Boom, the Dutch heroine who hid Jews in the family's clock shop near Amsterdam, then was caught and confined in the Ravensbrück concentration camp. Finally liberated, Corrie became a celebrated bridge builder as an evangelist and author, introducing many to Jesus as Savior and Lord. Anticipating heaven, she wrote this: "When I enter that beautiful city and the saints all around me appear, I hope that someone will tell me, 'It was you who invited me here.' Be a bridge builder." And thank you for tuning in to Village Church Connections.